So this is video one, Ali here again. We're going to go over my trades today, just some pre-information or how you can read this screen. Um, this is my 5 minute view, 2 minutes view, 1 minute view, 15 minute view, and here's just so I can look at multiple stocks at once. Um, I do it on the 1 minute. Sometimes I switch it on the 2 minute. Um, The red line's a 200. The blue line's going to be the 20. I also, I really just use the red and the blue, but I also like to keep the 8 on there as well. So the lime green is the 8. So let's go over. Well, the other things, I only trade six stocks. I focus on six right now. The six is going to be Citigroup, Disney, Intel, Uber, Walmart, and Exxon. So let's go through it. Let's start with Well, I'll start with Intel for today. This is my very first trade for the day. I thought Intel was my first trade of the day. No, I didn't trade X. It was Exxon. So first trade of the day. Okay. So here's what we're looking at. Uh, Trading the open. First thing we saw, we have a tight state here, narrow state. We look at the last 30 minutes. Right here, we're gonna have the Fab Four line here, mm, line here, boom. This opens above the Fab Four. What we're gonna do here is really we're hoping that this is a boom, right? But if we let's say look over here, uh, here's the 1 minute, boom. Ideally, if this was the 2 minute, we'd say boom, right over here, buy, ride it up. That's what we thought was going to happen. That's not what happened. Sometimes I trade on the 1 minute. I didn't trade on the 1 minute, waited for the first minute, 30 seconds. By then it was here. This had so much space, but I saw that this was an elephant bar off the 200. So what we're going to do, it never crossed it, it went down. So what we're going to do is, or what I did is I saw that this was a buy zone in here, right when this green bar went over here, it's gift zone. I went ahead and bought. I think, as you can tell, as soon as the first minute was over, it went down. So that's just I bought two here. And then as soon as it went up, what I did is I said, hey, it was about 80%. So I bought again. So I'm looking at 300 shares right here. Go all the way up here, and I'm expecting it to pass here. I got out two lots here. I left a lot on, and I was anticipating riding it up. But what happened is, as soon as it happened, it went down, and I let my ego get the best of me. I didn't hold right there, where if I'd have looked at the 1 minute, I probably could have held. It held the 20. Um, I could have probably wrote it up here, got a little bit more, and left that one lot and rode that up. So one lot, you're looking at 100,000, whatever your lot is. But for me, it doesn't matter. That's not the important part right now. So that was a nice start of the day, positive trade, got some profit. you know, let's move forward. Let's see if we had another trade. Yeah, Exxon. So right here, we anticipated this being an elephant, and really we should have got in here, but we anticipated this being an elephant off of the 8. I traded this on the 1 minute. I shouldn't do that. But let's say I did. It went down a little bit more, so I had some profit, and then it went up, took me out. I got out right when it eliminated my reason to get in. That's something that OV teaches. So that one I kind of lost. So I didn't lose all my profit. I think I only had 2 lots. Um, 115.48. Uh, so 12 cents. Not a big deal. After I was like 147, and let's say 15, so about 15 cents. So I took a lot of my profit. Not a lot, but it was about half. Um, let's say we keep going. Doesn't look like I made another trade on this one. Okay, so I really was thinking it was going to go down. And as you can tell, it eventually went down around 13. We're looking at 12 right now. Um, so I was a little early. It reversed on me. I still knew it was going to go down. We're like right here because you're playing off the 20, and this is a wide state right here. We know it's going to eventually come back to the 200. Um, so here we could have combined those and looked at an elephant bar. Then that would have gave us a gift right here. But what I did is I combined this. So from here to here, we're going to take that as an elephant bar. And that's kind of a good way to look at things because we have a solid bar here. We have a solid bar here. Although that would be 1 try, 2 try, 3 tries. So now we're looking at the fourth. We got under this level, so we're anticipating it goes down. We get 2 lots in here. You can't see the other lot. It's on top of it. And then right here, we're gonna sell another lot because we're anticipating it going down. It goes down, we stay in it, we stay in it, we're profitable. It goes up. I get out. It was above the 20. There's a couple things I more than likely shouldn't have got out. But I ended up getting out as soon as it went up, and then I got back in because it went all the way back down again, and I was really anticipating this, but it just nicked me out. I should have just held. That's my ego. Let's continue to go forward. Maybe I wasn't wrong. So it nicked me out again, um, right here, and I took it right here. So that's the case. And now I'm just playing around. I shouldn't have done this. But I got out here and then I went to buy. I've been playing with a stop and reverse. So I'm looking at this elephant bar and I'm saying that this elephant bar took out this elephant bar. So more than likely it's going to go up. And that's not really an elephant bar. I need to be a little bit more serious about my elephant bars. But I just saw this and it was off the 8, so I just took it, which isn't a good way to go about it. But Actually, I take that back. I was short. It came all the way up, so I got all the way out. I wish I could remember. But long story short, you shouldn't play in this area. There was nothing to play in this area. You're looking at a elephant bar so far away from the 200 that that's just waste. I just wasted money here, basically. I just wasted money. So we're looking at what, 13 now? Let's look at the 13 right here. So we're about to make the move. Of course, you can't see that, but we know that this is going to head back to the 200. Um, Here's a nice entry right here. That's an elephant bar. We're going to say you could have got in here, but do you see how this has a flat state? Oof. So you could draw your Fab Four in a sense right there. Elephant bar here, sell, hold it, hold it, hold it. There you go. It's going. Bam, bam. You want to ride that eight, and then from there, you really want to just transition over to the 5 minutes once you see a nice move right here. Take that. We know we're going to try to make that move down here. Could have got out here, kind of crossed the eight. We would have took profit from what, here to here, which is a nice profit. Didn't do it. Unfortunately, I probably was in some other trade and just missed it. Here, we could say, in a sense, this is a wide state. Elephant bar right here. Two lots in, over it, buy more lots, see if it rides. But at the most part, it's probably like right here. I'm guessing. So, doom, 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 doom. You still have it. Oof, that's pretty violent. You sell violence. Boom. That's the end of there. That was just the first trade. That was just the first. I wanted to start with that just because that was my opening play. Let's go to C. Uh, okay, so here's the open of C. What you want to do, you want to look for a narrow state. So here's a narrow state. The 200 is very near the 20. That's when you're going to get most of your dramatic moves. You have a long elephant bar here off the 200. It had no follow through. Um, and it kind of wiped it out. But do you see how this is a sell? Buyers came in here. Buyers were about right here. Sellers were here. Sellers were here. As soon as it hits the 200 again, sellers came in. So we know that it's looking at it going down. We look at 10 o'clock. If we go here, 10 o'clock, it's looking like this. So all of this is negative right here. So all of this space is kind of pushing it down, but it did pop off the 200. So you never know. Let's shorten this one a little bit. I don't like doing that, but okay. Uh, Boom, you see, off the 200. That's about right here, I would imagine. 1050, 1050, close to the 200. Largest moves come from the 200. We go. We had an elephant bar. We sold two. We tried to get in here, but this large bar just knocked us out. And if it wasn't that one that knocked us out, it was going to be this one anyway. Right here, you'd probably sell. At least you let's combine these. Elephant bar right here. And again, we have the flat state. Let's pretend like this is a Fab 4 here. Goes down here. We know we're going to sell, or we should sell. That's the rule. We sell. Elephant bar. Let's see what happens. Boom. What I did is I sold right here. I should have sold more. I bought. I think I had 4 lots or something like that, and I just was trying to make up the money I had lost. So my ego got in the way. What you want to do is you want to ride this, ride the 8, or keep that state right here. You see how it went down? I got out 1 lot to cover. I left a lot on. We keep going. Boom. Now, more than likely, this is an exhaustion bar, so you'd get out here. But let's see what happens. It keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. And you would have known that that probably wasn't the exhaustion bar because you're looking at a flat 200 right here, and it's off the flat 200. Probably a good idea to get out there. So that would have been a nice gain. Now, let's say we combine these two. We'll say it's an elephant bar off the 8. Or what you could have done is you could have said, hey, this is a wide state right here. This is pretty far away from the 20. You get a green bar that eliminates a red bar, that red bar right there. We're going to ride that up. That's a buy right there. Right here, wipes out the red. That's an add. Wipes out the red. That's an add. Off here, we're looking at letting it ride. Scroll, it rode. And do you see how it's getting a little iffy? And we know we're always looking for the boom, 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 up, boom, boom. It's going to go up, boom. There it was right there. That was the first right here. Flat state again. That's accumulation right here. Boom. That would have been a nice guide. More than likely, I was in something else. So I didn't see it. And I'm a little iffy. I'm still trying to find out how I like playing when it's so far away from the 200. This line right here is just the previous close of day. So it's pretty far away. So we know that the drop, even though that this is a flat state, the drop's probably not going to be that serious on the 2 minute. Bam, bam, bam. And here's what I did. So again, wide state, 220, all the way down here. This is an exhaustion bar. So bam, 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 bam. I'm looking at this right here, and I'm thinking the buyers came in here, buyers might come in here. 45. We're at the 45. So I buy here. I got out of it. I already remember I got out of it. I was playing basketball. I got out a little too early, but let's say you buy here. It's not going to go right up more than likely. You're going to have to wait a little bit. We go over. That got me out. I got scared because I was like, this thing might go down a little bit more because we saw how it did that earlier. But this was just to get people out, if I'm not mistaken. Um, there it is, right there. Boom. That would have been a nice gain right there. But at the same time, although this is a nice gain, I don't know if that's something that moving forward in my list, if I'm going to even consider that. Um, I don't know. I was just, that's not something I usually do. I'll just say that. But I liked the exhaustion bar play. It just felt right at that point. I was playing basketball and I just was like, hey, I'll take this while I'm shooting. Um, and that was me buying. So, and that's how stupid it was. Like I was in it here and I got out. I think I did 3 lots. Um, and then I was like, oh, okay, let's buy now. When that's not a good buy because look at all this negative, 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 negative. Let's see what it does. Oh, goes back down. And that's that boom, 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 boom. Do you see how this went 50%? 50% of this large move, if it goes 50%, it's going to go down. It has to go over like 80. Once it goes 80, it's probably a buy, but if it's 50%, doom, doom, doom. Let's go over. And I didn't have any trades after that on this one. So let's go to Disney. So that wasn't Disney's Open. That might have been yesterday. I remember that from yesterday, I think. Yeah, so here's the Open. I had this one too, and I didn't do it. I'm so mad I didn't do this one. And the reason I didn't do it, I'm still trying to. I think it was good that I didn't do this one, but at the same time, based upon what happened, doesn't look like it. This stock, let's have the Fab Four. We have the Fab Four here, and we have the Fab Four here. So technically, it's elephant bar on top of the Fab Four first 2 minutes. You wait until it crosses it. We could look at the 1 minute. You could examine it a little bit more, but okay, let's examine it a little bit more. So off the 1 minute, this is perfect. This is what you're looking for on the open, to be honest with you. You got an elephant bar, flat 200, and there's the 20, and you have a narrow stake, bang, elephant bar. Actually, this is a torpedo, even better. Um, above here. So that's a buy. That's why I like trading on the 1 minute sometimes. But what scared me on this one and why I took the gift zone in Exxon instead is I just knew that that one was going to go. This one I didn't really know, but let's say you have elephant bar, this takes it out. The 200 is not a line. It's really do 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 do, and then you have a I mean hammer, but you'd say tail bar, hammer up off the 200, you know it's going to go higher. So bam, buy some more, sell. Not all, but some. Ride that right here. We got another one. That's probably an exhaustion bar. Let's see. Yep, I think. All right, here I would have sold, but then you got a stop and reverse right here. But this is a bull 180, so more than likely it's going to go up. But at the same time, is this a position that you would take the bull 180? You would take the bull 80 here, you take the bull 80 on top, away from the 20. So let's say if it was right up here, if it would have been like up here, this would have been a lot nicer. I really don't know. Let's see. See, no follow through on that. Now, do you see it's flat? Boom, elephant bar. We're gonna sell here. Oh, took us out. No worries. And then we pretty much just got sideways movement. Well, maybe we didn't. I sorry about that. But for the most part, it is sideways movement. But you could have boom, could have got that. That's a sell. This would have gave me hesitation, but if you just it held the 200 or the 20, so you stay in it. Now this 200 off the 200 elephant bar, you buy that. Didn't go. Now here's this stop and reverse I'm iffy about. I got to do the statistics around it. I know Jan, he was all over the stop and go, and I liked it because you could just make like let's say I got in this and then I lost it. I would just I only had two in here. I'd sell four as soon as it crossed it, make up everything. But with the 200, I don't know. But you see, it worked. Stop and reverse. It went all the way up. That was off the 200. Didn't have any movement, and it reversed it. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Keep going. Hmm. Went down so far, you would have got out. And that's where it's like, hey, ride the eight, get out on the eight, ride the 20. But you see how you rode the 20 earlier, you got some profit. It just depends. Just depends. But that was one, two, three, four, five, six, seven bars in a row. It's gonna go up. It's not gonna go down forever. And that would have been, you see how the bars were bigger, smaller, and then bigger. We could have said, hey, here's the 200, it's going up, 45, here's the 20, and we're far away from both. So we know it's going to go back to the 200. Now, here, I think this is the end of the day, but look at that. That would have got you right there. And that's why the stop and reverse is pretty indifferent. Like you wouldn't have took this. That's not a flat 200. But you see, this is a bull 180. You would think it'd go down, and it said, boom, killed you. So imagine you would have said bull sell, then it erased why you came in. Not quite. So I guess you could have held it. Um, but at the same time, you just wouldn't want to mess with that. It's not a flat 200. That's not, I mean, you could do it, but that's not what's been profitable for me. That's not where I'm best at. I like a move like this. And that's the end of the day. So let's look at the next one. We're going to do Intel. Again, I only trade six stocks, but I'm throughout the day, I'm looking at all of them like, ooh, where are they? Where's it going? Where's it going? Um, I'm not going through the entirety of, let's say, the entire stock list. No, just focusing on those six. So we're back at Intel. This one, I had this one too. Again, I ended up taking XOM for the open, but I saw this. It's the exact same thing as the Disney. Uh, I just didn't like, I mean, I just wasn't too confident, to be honest with you. I just wasn't confident with that. That's not something that I was confident in. I have to get confident with that moving forward. But look at this. You have boom, boom. You could say the 200 is far away, so it wouldn't matter. It's just so far away from the flat um, state. Elephant bar, got over it, you buy. I was just hesitant about this flat 200. I thought the flat 200 was going to hit it. Um, and over here, we're just so, where were we? I wasn't looking at this. Now, this is like perfect. Look at that. Flat state, elephant bar on the 5 minute. You ride that. But I was moving like, so look, I didn't look at the five. You always have to glance at the five. Um, Trade off the most of the trades are on the 2 minute. For me, I've been doing a lot on the 1 minute. I need to focus more on the 2 minute and then use the five for the big trades. 15 for the really big ones. Um, but I didn't take this, but you would have had elephant bar, green takeout, ride it, get out. So far extended from both the 20 and the 200. And you see this accumulation right here. So maybe if you're lucky, doom, doom, doom. And that's what we're looking for, a whale. And let's see. It really had a 2 bar get out right here. You could have not got out here just because it didn't in 2 bars didn't go below the 20. And there it is. Doom, doom, doom. Looks like it goes higher, but we'll see. Nope. That trade right there, you could have just called it your day. You wouldn't have needed anything else. Um, Now you could have saw this right here, something that I'm seeing if I want to keep this in my playbook, but bear, this is a elephant bar. I'm going to count that as an elephant bar, far away from the 200, extended right here. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. The bears came in here. So we could have rode this down here. But you see how there's no elephant bar, so the only thing you could really play is the color change. I'm not really good at the color change yet. So, but it seems easy, but I just in the moment I rather just look for an elephant bar. It seems more profitable. But here you go. You could have right here took out this sell. You get that there. Look at that. That's all you would have needed to. Now, this one's kind of a tricky one, at least for me personally. Um, maybe if the previous close of day would have been here, I would have taken that. But with that being so far away, like even before Oliver, I would trade this, but um, I would trade this. But now it's like this is the elephant bar, right? You combine all those, and that's a pretty strong elephant bar. And we already had again, we're looking for the up, down, higher. And that's what this is. Do, do, do. So this is just that next leg. And it's going. So me, I wanted to, I don't know why, but I don't really see a move. Maybe I had an elephant. Let's see. On the 1 minute. Yeah, so I saw an elephant bar here and saw an elephant bar here. It didn't go down. I considered that an elephant bar, and I saw this move. I should have done that or kept a line there and waited for it to pass there, but I just got in because it had already made the do, do, do. It had already made the move, in my opinion, so it's going to go down. I got stopped out right here. Well, it doesn't look like I did get stopped out. What? I did a sell here. I did another sell here. And I was hoping that it would go down to the 200, return to the 200. I got out because it crossed. Here's an elephant bar. You could have took that. Again, I'm not 100% certain with this space here. You can't expect too much, I think, or you'd have to look at another time frame, maybe. Oh, that's the 1 minute. We probably shouldn't be looking at that. Anyway, see, do you see why the 1 minute will get you? See, that's a buy to me because that's an elephant bar right here. But it's an elephant bar that's the opposite color. You would be looking for a red to go back. But just in the moment, sometimes you make a mistake. It's hotkey. You just um, but even that didn't get you too much. So now we're looking at it, and then bam. See, now here's another one. This you could consider this flat, Fab Four around it, and then boom. But that's just 2 minutes, so you would have maybe you made some money on it. I'm playing a little bit more on the last 15, last 30, trading it like the open, and using the 1 minute again. Because if you see it on the 1 minute, see, I expected it to go to the 200. It went to the 200 just on the 1 minute. I think that's around the same time, 14. Yeah, 14 or 14 to 40. Uh, let's go over. And then you see the narrow state, 200 and the 20 are so close. Boom, boom, as Oliver would say. Boom. Okay, let's move to Uber. We're almost done. Uh, okay, so you see how this one did the same thing? And this is why I felt right. Um, this is why I felt right and didn't take those others, which it probably has more to do with the 15 and the 5. But do you see how this one was a flat state? Doom, doom, 200 so high. Boom, elephant bar. And you see how it took out the entire bar. I remember just sitting on this and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to do a gift zone buy in here, right here. I probably would have done this buy right here. And then as soon as that buy got out, stop and reverse. And that's why I'm still 50-50 on this stop and reverse. I haven't done the numbers, but I know it's a good thing. But let's say you would have bought the gift zone here, it took it out and it went below it. You sell twice as much. Nothing but profit. Elephant bar, buy. Hmm. You get out. I don't really see anything here. I wouldn't have. I mean, you could have said that this was a flat state right here, and as soon as it got below it here, you sold. But then you would have. It would have took you out. Again, you want to focus on what's most profitable, and what's most profitable is again moves like this, flat 200 off the 200, bam. That's what I like. At least that's what I like. Or at least that's what I've been taught. Um, let's see. So this one we're just so far away. You could look at it like, hey, this bar got about 80. It was below, it went down, it killed it, and then it went all the way up about 80%. Far away, 80%, that's a buy. It's at least worth trying, but the stop right there, look at that. Boom, ride it. But I just didn't see it. I was trading other stocks more than likely, or I didn't have any additional capital to put on it. Uh, and it by this time I was playing basketball too, so I was just shooting, nothing serious. Too old, I wish. Here's an elephant bar. That's a good one. Wide state. Perfect. Buy, buy more, let it ride, get out, whatever you want to do. This would have gotten me too. Elephant bar, but you see, that's an exhausting elephant bar. Even though that's a flat state, it's moved from here to here. And that's kind of like the opening. And that's why I didn't want to take some of those elephant bars off of the 200 earlier, I think in Disney, even though it worked, because it moved so far. I hesitated. Which in all reality, you shouldn't hesitate. You should just buy it, right? Like even with this one, Elephant Bar, buy it. This is where the stop and reverse comes in. It went below it. Let's sell. See what happens. Bam. And that's why that stop and reverse. Sometimes I'm iffy on it. But you could say bam here, that's a buy. But again, it moved all the way from up here. So is it a buy or is it an exhaustion? That's a pretty large bar, so I would buy it anyway. And that's where I'm playing with this last 15 minutes, last 30 minutes. If we go to the one, let's see what it looks like. Hmm, not close enough. I wouldn't have tried it. Do. Okay, let's go to Walmart. I don't know if I took any. Oh, it looks like I did. Do. Okay, so Walmart. Now this would have been a sell. I didn't see this. Maybe you erase that bottom bar. You have I don't know. I don't know. I would have just avoided this. But do you see how that looks like the last one we looked at, where it went up and then went down? So I don't know. Elephant bar. You see, I took that, and I like to play off this previous close. Elephant bar right here. I got out. Ooh, up, up, down, up. Elephant bar. That's a nice sell, I think. Would have got out. I'm buying that. I went ahead and sold this because I was convinced that this was going to come back down. Sell, sell more. I got out here. Let's see what it does. Look at that. Didn't have the balls of steel. Narrow estate. This is when I was playing basketball. I remember this one because I was like, oh, narrow estate. It's about to go crazy. I just bought it. And then as soon as it went all the way down, it sat. But I think it went back up. You see that tail bar right on the 200 narrow state? Let's see. Nope, didn't do it. Here's another one, torpedo, narrow state. What's it do? Bam. It looks like I just don't take that trade, but I didn't see it till here and I bought it because I was banking on it going higher. And you see how this is accumulation phase, large bar sell, large bar sell, large bar sell. This area right here, the buyers are or the sellers are active. You get a move off of that, elephant bar, even though if it's into this, sell it. Now this is tricky here. Oh, it's the end of the day. Makes sense. Well, those were all my trades for the day. Um, it was a good day. Uh, could have done better. Always could do better. Um, by good day, I mean I learned a lot. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. See ya.